Have you ever wondered what the deadliest single aircraft accident in history is? The answer lies in a tragic event that happened in the late summer of 1985. The incident involved Japan Airlines Flight 123, a routine flight that took a nightmarish turn. It was a typical day, and the aircraft, a Boeing 747, was on its usual route from Tokyo to Osaka. But as fate would have it, 56 minutes into the flight, the unthinkable happened. The aircraft suffered catastrophic damage, leading to the loss of hundreds of lives. The incident remains etched in memory as the deadliest single aircraft accident in history, a stark reminder of the fragility of human life. As we delve into the details of this disaster, we'll explore the chronology of events that led to this tragedy, the people involved, and the impact it had on the aviation industry. A routine flight turned into an unimaginable nightmare, so what exactly happened on that fateful day? On August 12, 1985, Japan Airlines Flight 123 took off from Tokyo's Haneda Airport, destined for Osaka. This journey began like any other, with the Boeing 747 soaring into the evening sky, the city lights of Tokyo shrinking beneath it. As the plane leveled off at cruising altitude, the passengers settled in, oblivious to the tragedy that was about to unfold. Just 12 minutes into the flight, a sudden and violent jolt shook the aircraft. The culprit, a catastrophic rupture in the rear pressure bulkhead, a critical component designed to maintain the structural integrity of the aircraft. The rupture resulted from a repair flaw that had gone undetected 7 years prior, a ticking time bomb that had finally detonated. In the blink of an eye, the cabin was engulfed in a whirlwind of decompressing air, a maelstrom that tore through the aircraft's tail section. The violent decompression damaged vital hydraulic systems, severing the pilot's connection to the plane's control surfaces. With the cockpit alarms blaring and the aircraft bucking wildly, the pilots wrestled with the controls. They fought valiantly to keep the aircraft aloft, using every trick in the book and some that weren't. They manipulated the engine's thrust in a desperate bid to steer the stricken plane, a technique known as differential thrust. For the next 32 agonizing minutes, they battled against the odds. They wrestled with the crippled aircraft over the mountainous terrain of central Japan, struggling to guide it towards an emergency landing at Nagoya Airport. But the damage was too great, the odds insurmountable. "Mayday! Mayday!" the pilot's voice crackled over the radio, a final plea for help that would go unanswered. The Boeing 747, once a symbol of human achievement and technological prowess, became an unguided missile, hurtling towards the ground. Despite the pilot's heroic efforts, the crippled aircraft was unable to stay airborne. The Japan Airlines Flight 123 met its tragic end, forever etching August 12, 1985 into the annals of aviation history. After an agonizing 32 minutes, Flight 123 crashed into Mount Takamagahara, claiming the lives of 520 people. In the wake of this devastating incident, a massive rescue operation was launched. Despite the challenging terrain and remote location, brave rescuers put their lives on the line in a desperate bid to find survivors. While the rescue efforts were ongoing, an investigation was launched to determine the cause of the crash. Experts pored over the wreckage looking for clues, and what they found was shocking. The catastrophic failure of the aircraft's rear pressure bulkhead was traced back to a faulty repair conducted 7 years earlier. The repair, which had been done following a tail strike incident, was found to be structurally deficient. Corners had been cut, procedures hadn't been followed. This critical lapse in maintenance was the silent, ticking time bomb that ultimately led to the disaster. In the aftermath, the aviation industry was rocked to its core. This was not a freak accident. This was a preventable tragedy. The revelation led to a seismic shift in how aviation safety regulations were viewed and enforced. No longer could maintenance be seen as a mere routine task. It was in fact the bedrock of safe flight. The importance of meticulous maintenance and adherence to safety protocols was underscored like never before. Regulations were tightened, procedures were scrutinized, training was intensified. The disaster served as a stark reminder to the aviation industry that complacency was not an option. The cost of a single lapse could be measured in hundreds of lives. In the years since the crash, the lessons learned from Flight 123 have played a significant role in making air travel safer. The tragedy has been a catalyst for change, driving improvements in aircraft design, maintenance procedures, and safety protocols. The 1985 Japan Airlines Flight 123 disaster, was a tragic reminder of the importance of meticulous maintenance and safety regulations in aviation. 3 decades later, the memory of Flight 123 continues to resonate. As we reflect on the legacy of this devastating event, we find a story of strength and resilience. From the ashes of this tragedy, memorials have risen, each one a testament to the lives lost and the indomitable spirit of those who survived. Every year, people from all walks of life gather at these sites, their hearts heavy with remembrance, their minds committed to ensuring such a disaster never occurs again. The impact of Flight 123 extends beyond these physical memorials, however. It resides in the hearts of the survivors and the families of victims, forever shaping their lives. It echoes in the halls of aviation safety boards worldwide, a stark reminder of the importance of rigorous safety protocols and constant vigilance. The scars of this disaster have not faded, but have instead inspired essential changes. While the 1985 Japan Airlines Flight 123 disaster was a tragic event, it ultimately led to important changes in aviation safety that have undoubtedly saved many lives since.